Hey, what's up, Hero Lair fans? We're back with you. My name's Dan. They're still Sean and Josh. And we are finally about to witness the first official trailer of Captain America Civil War. Usually we ask what we're anticipating, but we can't fucking wait any longer. Here we go.
I'm so excited to see this.
Here we go.
I purposely have not watched this so we could do it here together. Word.
Distracting me.
Do you remember me? Your mom's name is Sarah. You used to run newspapers in your shoes. You're a wanted man. I don't do that anymore.
Do something,
I
Falcon.
think you did her coming right now. And I'm planning on taking you alive.
I want to see more Winter Soldier. I like Bucky.
Captain, while a great many people see you as a hero, there are some who prefer the word vigilante.
Thunderbolt, bro.
Yeah, he's back.
With unlimited power and no supervision. That's
Bring on the Red Hulk.
can no longer tolerate.
I know how much Bucky means to you. Stay out of this one. Please. It'll only make this worse.
You saying you'll arrest me?
It's a true Captain America sequel, at least how they're building it.
Yeah,
not just
it's very
not just.
centered.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Captain, you seem a
Oh,
little
you
sensitive.
go.
Well, it's been a long day.
Oh,
Looks like you already
yeah.
got a black eye.
We're no better than bad guys. That's not the way I see it. Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. I just want to make sure we consider all our options. Because people that shoot at you usually wind up shooting at me too.
You know what's about to happen. Do you really want to punch your way out of this?
What do we do? We fight.
Oh! Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That's amazing.
He looked pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice.
Who's down?
But he's my
That's
friend.
War Machine.
War Machine.
So was I.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
That's when Tony Stark realized, oh yeah, I can't fight.
God damn. Okay,
That was interesting.
that was really exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This
So
is a lot of things.
yeah, so I like how, because a lot of the talk was, okay, is this just going to be Avengers 2.5 or whatever? From that trailer, they're showing no, it's Cap's story, right? And at least from that, it was all built around Cap and his
Yeah.
kind of crew. You know,
And very much Civil War, the vast majority of Civil War is centered on Captain America,
America,
because
yeah.
he's taking that splinter faction of heroes
Yeah.
to become the secret Avengers. Or
Yeah,
the
the
secret
underground
Avengers,
Avengers,
right?
yeah.
So and obviously the other side being legalized is Tony Stark. Those are who are the registered heroes, right?
Yeah.
Now, are you guys kind of wondering if Spider-Man makes an appearance?
Yeah,
He is.
Yeah,
going
no, like,
Well,
no,
like,
like
we
to
do
what,
know
to
he
what, no, I
was
mean,
there,
to what
but-
degree? Like,
Yeah.
because he's a significant player in
In the comic.
in the Civil War comic,
and
so
he can't be in it.
exactly. So I'm just saying, I'm wondering what they do with him in this comic, because he's such a vital role. He plays such a vital role,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, because they have to, just because this is an introduction to Spider-Man, and he's only been Spider-Man for a few months, I guess, when he's
and
first
as
being
we
introduced.
discussed
Yeah,
before,
so, and it's like, why would they don't really know what this kid can do. He's a kid. Why
Yeah.
would you try to fight to bring him on your side? He wasn't such a pivotal
Yeah.
kind of point. So yeah, like, it's gonna differ so much. Plus, I don't even know, even the whole idea of the Register in the comic series, and if you haven't read it, read it.
Yeah, it's
right?
fantastic.
It's fucking great. Yeah. Was disclosing their identity, at least to a government area.
Yeah.
Right? In the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
They already know everybody.
they know everybody,
Yeah.
right? Having the secret identity is not really a thing. I mean, they know who Steve Rogers is, right? They know who Tony Stark is, Iron Man.
But they might
They're
not,
not really
know who
hidden.
Spider-Man is. So, but
They definitely
Spider-Man's
don't, yeah.
already
Yeah.
probably introduced in the world fighting crime, and they're trying to get everybody to step forward and
Yeah.
start, putting themselves out there because the government knows. But I
Right.
guess they're trying to, put names to the actual costumes so that they can bring more heroes in and register.
So do you think that's going to be the splitting point?
Well, I think because Spider-Man doesn't play as much of a pivotal role, that they're supplementing it with Winter Soldier. Because if you remember in the comic book, Winter Soldier doesn't really have much of an influence in the Civil War until the end, when, spoiler alert, they shoot Captain America, right? And then he starts hunting for Captain America's killer. But now they're using Bucky as a way to get in between him and Tony, because it's like, hey, we've gone through so much, and I understand that this is a war buddy, but we've gone through attacks on Manhattan, we've gone through all of this stuff, Ultron, and now you're choosing me over this boy, and then you have Falcon, who is basically kind of like Cap's moral compass, like, hey, listen, I'll ride or die with you, but I want to make sure that this is the right decision, because I think we all have that friend who sometimes is like all of you guys, like, if we get into something outside, I'll go to bat for you. If we get in a fight, we get in a fight. But I'm going to talk to you after about it. Like, hey, you're fucking up. Right? And I think that's what Falcon is.
They have that kind of relationship they're building,
And I think the reason why they have, because you see that War Machine goes down, and I think that's going to be the pivotal. That's why Iron Man is going out.
Yeah, and that's
his Bucky.
And that's going to be an element of self-defense. Like, they're going to try to enforce that protocol, but there's going to be like a very heavy defense, and then War Machine's going to go down, and that's going to really spark.
Yeah, but there has to be a. They've been building to it, right? They've obviously the Battle of New York. Look what all these guys did. Look at what these heroes did. They dropped Sokovia. Out of the sky. There needs to be some accountability here. They're just running around. We have this giant green monster. There needs to be accountability. We can't just have you running around. And then there has to be one last one. In the comics, it's the New Mutants and their reality show. Blow up a schoolyard.
On Speedball.
There needs to be one last kind of trigger to throw it.
And I think also what they've been
the New Warriors, the New Warriors,
the
New Mutants, but that's what I'm saying. The scale of a Civil War is one of the great series in Marvel. Like, you have the whole House of M, which is actually a precursor to the Civil War, right? You have the Civil War itself, and you had the Amalgam comics back in the 90s or whatever. Like, these are some like the heavy, like the big things that happened in the Marvel universe, and the crossover that happened after Amalgam. So it's a really sizable thing to try to encompass in a film. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to. They're not going to be able to obviously expand into some of the characters that are in the comic, but I'm wondering if they can have scenes like when they're trying to show the destruction that's wrought on either end, of little cameos that like give a sense of the scale.
Also, like the '90s X-Men when the Phoenix was attacking, and then all of a sudden
you have just different mutants and to give a sense. Like, I understand we can't have character development of that scale. But it would be nice if they were to try to do it justice, to be able to give it a bit more scope, show some of that depth, because it is it's so pivotal and so large and so vast a story with so much depth. It would be a shame if they just made it a bit too superficial.
Well, they're definitely not holding back on characters that are in the movie. Pretty much every character you've seen appear on screen, aside from the villain, is included in this. And then who knows who else throws in.
I'm excited.
The big part that we all loved was seeing Black Panther.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to go back and scrub through it a bit, because I want to see that suit. But from the quick glimpses, it looked fucking incredible.
Yeah, and there's some bad renditions of the Black Panther suit, like the early ones where it's like gray wool, and it's like you could see his skin. It's like, please don't. I knew they weren't going to do that, but it looked pretty cool. It was outlined with white, I believe.
Yeah,
or silver, or silver.
It might just be adamantium or something.
Yeah, but I'm just meant in color. It could be. It could, because they have a lot of
vibranium. Not
vibranium, because they have like.
I'm getting my universes all fucking.
So and that looks really like a functional costume and with an athlete inside.
Well, this is the thing. The only reason why I would think they would introduce the Black, because I'm trying to where he fits in the storyline.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is like a big prediction, but I think expect the Red Skull
Oh
in
yeah,
the
to
series.
come back.
Because I mean, if you think about it, back in the day, well, in the comic books, the Red Skull tried to take Wakanda for the vibranium,
Okay.
right? So maybe it's a revenge thing for his father, and they're bringing him in because eventually, you know, if it goes like the comic book goes, you know, Captain America is gonna get assassinated, and it's gonna be Red Skull, and maybe he's trying to influence.
I wonder
because even I'm watching Marvel Agents of Shield,
Yeah.
right, and they're starting to they right now they're going into the Hydra Vault, and there's all like the deepest, darkest secrets and weapons.
And Skull's
they're-
affiliate
they
is
keep-
Hydra.
Yeah, and they keep alluding to Hydra's ultimate weapon, and I'm thinking in my head, Hydra's ultimate weapon is going to be Red Skull, because if it goes to the timeline, it's going to meet up season finale right at.
Yeah. And he's not
Civil
dead.
War.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
something could twist. Yeah, interesting. I think with Black Panther, I think it kind of goes into Spider-Man deal with Sony and post Spider-Man deal with Sony, because before they were able to have Spider-Man lend in and come into this universe from Sony, I think they were pitting, or at least planning on Black Panther to be that established hero that they'd fight over, right? They still might do that, but now of course they have to make room for Spider-Man, because you got to get in there. You're going to sell.
Yeah,
like,
you got to
sell toys for Spider-Man.
Just for
right?
seats.
So
and
that
toys,
I think whatever their original plan was, it may have either been reduced or changed. I don't think it'd be changed altogether, but I think that they definitely have to split some screen.
But
time
there
between
has
the
to
two.
be a reason why Black Panther is even engaging in this, leaving his country.
He's a neutral
he doesn't
guy,
even, he doesn't even concern himself with the affairs at that time.
It's got to be.
outside.
They might be mining in his land to create
Maybe, yeah.
defense, like maybe to arm Stark's infantry or
Right,
something
maybe,
like that, right? Like they're like mining in Wakanda for precious metals and resources.
Or maybe that's where the final disaster happens, right? They've already shown that they'll be global. They're not just everything's not just happening in New York.
Yeah.
Like how the comics happens a lot. Maybe that's where the big
Or
catastrophe
and we know
happens.
Crossbones is
and he has
in
to go
there.
Yeah,
so
Crossbones
maybe
is going to be in
he
it
is-
somehow. Yeah,
so maybe.
Yeah. I don't think Steve Rogers dies, man.
You don't think
I
so?
don't think they'll.
Well, the hard part is that, you know, we live in the real world, and these are real world actors, and I've seen interviews of Chris Evans saying, yeah, you know, I'm already booked 9 months to film Infinity War 1 and 2 back to back. It's going to be grueling, but it'll be exciting. Da, da, da.
Well,
So it's like, why are you there for 9 months if it's just going to be you being resurrected?
I have full belief that Captain America is gonna, continue on.
Yeah.
Like Steve Rogers is gonna continue on in
okay.
the series. But what I'm saying is, there's gonna be a phase 3, right? And then phase 3, there's probably gonna be another
Phase 4.
phase.
Yeah.
Phase 3.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's getting
But,
confusing,
yeah.
man. I have my notes written on my hand.
But yeah, there's probably gonna be another Captain America sequel or whatever, and they could tie that in.
Yeah, that's true. And it can always go. I mean, and the Captain America moniker is going.
Yeah.
Have him be Nomad. Be like, I'm done with America. I'm Nomad.
The secret
Yeah.
agents.
When is Vindicator?
Vindicator.
Well, all right, guys, we couldn't be more excited. We're going to watch this another 10 times. I'm sure you guys will too. Let us know if you enjoyed this video. Give us a like. Leave us in the comments how excited you are for Civil War, and if any of our crazy fanboy predictions you agree with, or if you think we're absolutely totally wrong. Follow us on Twitter at the Hero Lair, and please subscribe. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll be back to you real soon. Bye.
There it goes.